Caps win 6-3 over the New York Rangers, and as it turns out, the Caps can win a hockey game at Madison Square Garden. Woo, and it feels so good after a season long of heartache trying to beat the Rangers in their own house. The Caps finally are able to do it, and not only do they beat the Rangers, they helped knock them out of playoff contention. The Rangers losing plus Boston winning completely deflates any hope the Rangers having of making the playoffs. They are mathematically eliminated at this point. And that's about it. That's about all there was exciting in this game to talk about. Man, if only something huge could have happened in this game, something massive, something on a magnitude so large that it would have shaken the entire hockey universe and all of hockey Twitter would have gone completely ballistic. Well, as it turns out, something did happen in this game. Just an teensy little incident with Tom Wilson, Buchnevich, and Panarin, and somehow that got turned into just a giant conglomerate of massive shit that has just blown up in the hockey universe. What in the ever is going on with this? Seriously, this is a cluster on a scale that I have almost never seen before. I have never seen the hockey universe so divisive. I've never seen it so one-sided. Everybody against the Caps. Everybody against Tom Wilson, and not even just everybody else in the league. Even some Caps fans are calling for Tom Wilson's head in this one. But never fear, your favorite Just a Fan is here. I am here to set the record straight as to what happened, what should happen, and what will happen in anything that involves this little incident. Seriously, it was a little incident. Like when the game happened, I was like, oh yeah, there's a skirmish, oh there's a fight, oh there's some penalties doled out. What's new? It's hockey. But then I got on Twitter after the game and, well, that was a mistake. I mean, the way everyone was talking, you would have thought Wilson killed Panarin and Buchnevich and then took their orphan children and raised them as his own, like Don Rafael Montero in Mask of Zorro. So then you go back and you watch all the video replays, every angle you can possibly find, all in slow motion, frame by frame, seeing what happened, and yeah, some stuff looks pretty bad. Okay, now here's a forewarning for the Caps fans watching. I will probably have an unpopular opinion on this, so please do not crucify me in the comments. I have justification to back it up. You gotta stay with me here. Don't jump down on those comments too quickly. Let me explain. So Buchnevich goes to the net, and like 3 Caps players crash on top of him. Vitek Vanacek covers up the puck, and there was a little bit of extracurricular activities. Now, depending on who you talk to, those extracurricular activities differ. Some people say it was just a couple extra whacks at the puck by Buchnevich with his stick. That happens all the time. Nothing strange there. Then on the other side, you have some people saying they found a camera angle or two where it looks like Buchnevich is kicking Vitek Vanacek. Now, I have looked at multiple views and multiple speeds, and I can't see anything that says that Buchnevich kicked Vitek Vanacek. There is like 1 second in the video where his leg flares out at one point, but I don't call that a kick at Vitek Vanacek. The dude's falling. He's got 3 guys falling on top of him. Who knows where your legs are gonna go, especially when you're in a hockey stance and your feet are very far apart. I don't blame anything on Buchnevich here. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think it's a typical hockey play, and I think what ensues is mostly a typical hockey play. Except for the one thing that Wilson did in this entire exchange that I did not like, and that was smashing Buchnevich's head while he's down on the ice. And not only is he smashing his head, if you watch the replay, Wilson's stick is caught around that dude's neck. So Wilson's stick is underneath the guy's neck, and he's bashing his head onto the ice. Now, he only does it like once, and he does it decently soft, decently hard. It was like a medium impact. It wasn't like he reared back to like pound him, Hulk smash him into the ground. He just shoved at him on the head, but that is still very dangerous, and I don't agree with that at all. But then draw a line in the sand from that moment on through the rest of the exchange. I don't see a problem with anything that Tom Wilson did, because, and if you go to Rangers Twitter, they want to crucify Wilson for this. They think that he practically killed Panarin. Panarin jumped Wilson. Yes, go watch the replay. Panarin jumps on Wilson's back and tries to wrestle him into a fight. Panarin is 5'11", 170 pounds. Wilson has 5 inches and 50 pounds. pounds on the guy. Why are you picking a fight with a dude that big over you? Like, what are you doing, Panarin? The lack of self-preservation is just astounding right there. So Panarin jumps on Wilson's back and he like tries to wrestle him a little bit. So Wilson stands up, and what's the only logical thing any hockey player is going to do when a dude monkey jumps on your back like that? You're gonna turn around and fight him. And because of the severe weight class difference, Panarin gets his ass beat. What else is going to happen in that situation? Now, some people are complaining, well, he pulled on Panarin's hair. Well, first off, that's a lot of hair. It's kind of hard not to. And second of all, they're wrestling with each other. They're going to inevitably fall to the ground. Maybe he's going to grab some hair. I don't think he did, personally, but it could happen. But who cares? It's just a little hair pull. I understand the major concern in that, and that is that Panarin's head could hit the ice first. That is very dangerous, and it looks kind of like that's what happened. And Panarin, I think, probably went off for concussion protocol. He definitely left the game. I would assume he's going to the quiet room, but that's the risk you take when you get into a fight with a dude 50 pounds heavier than you. How many times can I say it? Don't pick a fight with a dude out of your weight class like that. It is going to end badly every single time. And if you are the star player, Panarin, if you are the star player that everyone is saying you are, why are you picking fights with a dude that big? People on Twitter coming at me, just wait till it's one of your superstars who gets hit like that and hurt. That's not gonna happen. You know why? Because our superstars don't pick fights with dudes 50 pounds heavier than them. So yeah, okay. Penalties get doled out. Buchnevich gets a rough, Panarin gets a rough, Didnt gets a rough. Tom Wilson gets 2 roughings and a 10-minute misconduct. I don't agree with the exact number of penalties that are doled out, but I do agree that an extra penalty gets doled out to Wilson. It's probably an unpopular opinion with most Caps fans here watching this video, but guys, I'm trying to be level-headed about this. I'm trying to look at it from the reverse. If it was my player, and like say Marchand or some other goon in the league, would I be upset? Absolutely. I would expect some extra penalty to be doled out, and I would expect some discipline to be doled out. Not ridiculous discipline, but something like a fine or something like that. And guess what? That's exactly what happens. Tom Wilson gets fined $5,000 for, and this is from the statement from the NHL, for roughing against Buchnevich. That's what the lingo says, and that is very important here because that means the league looked at the entire altercation and they thought the one bad thing in the entire altercation was Tom Wilson bashing Buchnevich's head on the ice. And that's the one thing I saw that I didn't like. That's the only thing that is not out of place here. Yes, that was bad, but Panarin jumps on Wilson. The only logical retaliation is to fight. And what happens when you fight a dude that large compared to you, who's 5'11", 170, you're gonna get hurt. That's what happened to Panarin. That's on Panarin. That is all Panarin's fault. What is not is Wilson bashing Buchnevich's head, and that's what gets fined. The league, I think, did a fantastic job in analyzing this one. They came to the correct conclusion, and they executed. And it kind of matches up with how the penalties played out on the ice. The one guy that gets the extra minor and the misconduct is the guy that gets fined. It wasn't enough for a suspension of any length of time. The guy he roughed was perfectly okay. Buchnevich stood up as soon as he got roughed, stood up and got right back into the brawl. He is fine. Panarin gets hurt on his own accord because he picked a fight with Wilson. That's on him, not on Wilson. Okay, well, I mean, like, it's on Wilson because he's the one that hurt him, but it's not on Wilson because he didn't instigate it, or it wasn't an excessive anything because it was 2 guys choosing to fight. And that's all I can explain. That's the only way I can evaluate that and explain it. I can't make any more sense of it because everything else is just hockey, folks. I mean, I know it sucks. Players get hurt all the time, and I really don't like that. Trust me, I don't want to see Panarin go out for an extended period of time. Well, he's gonna be out for an extended period of time because they didn't make the playoffs. But the point is, I don't want anybody to be permanently or severely hurt for a long time. Panarin here needs to value his own self-preservation above all else, above sticking up for a teammate, above message sending, above ruining playoffs for certain players, above anything else. He needs to view or value his own self-preservation. When he jumps on Wilson's back, He sees the number, he sees the name. He knew exactly who he was going after. Now, adrenaline and heat of the moment, he may not be thinking 30 seconds into the future what could happen, but in that moment, he knew exactly who he was going after and exactly what he was doing. The rest is, the rest is, as they say, is a hockey play. Ooh, I tell you what though, Wednesday night's gonna be a spicy one. There's gonna be some fireworks Wednesday. These two teams play each other again, but the Rangers have already been eliminated from the playoffs, which means the only job that they have the rest of the season, the only thing they have to play for is to play spoiler for the rest of the teams. But guess what? All the teams in the East, they've been decided for the playoffs. The Washington Capitals have already punched their ticket to the playoffs, which means the Rangers have absolutely nothing to play for. The only thing the Rangers have to play for anymore is to play spoiler, not to a team, because the Caps are already in the playoffs, to individual players. The only thing that they are trying to do at this point is to make sure that certain players maybe don't get to play in the playoffs. Now, whether that is through suspension for goading Wilson into doing something or through injury, and I really hope it doesn't come to that, because any sort of headhunting that the Rangers do on Tom Wilson on Wednesday night, that is well beyond the line that Tom Wilson maybe walks sometime. That is, nobody should ever purposely headhunt certain players like that. So I really hope it doesn't come to that. But hold on to your hats, Caps fans, because Wednesday night, that's going to be a roller coaster of a game. Kind of like this one. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. Hey, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. And if you enjoyed your time here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to see you come back. And as always, let's go Caps!